Hey y'all, and we're back on the Avenger. Um, there's the grill. I'll show you how it's really easy how to remove those. Um, there's just a series of plastic, I call them rivets. Uh, you may call them something else, but right here's what they are. They're just these little doodads right here. And there's a series of them that go across the top. Then the bottom of the grill over there has these little tangs, I guess you could call them. They just fit in here, and once you get those out, you just lift the grill out. Now, let me explain. I know this does not look the best in the world, but this was something I'm having to throw together pretty quickly, so it's going to be kind of quick and dirty. My apologies. That's just the way it is. Now, I've got the fan mounted. It's mounted very safe and secure. As you can see, I'm like kind of wiggling the car just a little bit by wiggling that. So this thing isn't going anywhere, and it's not right up against the AC condenser, so it's not going to damage the condenser. So that was the things I was like most. Right now, I'm concerning myself with this automatic switch. These aren't very expensive, but they're pretty reliable. I've got one in my truck I've used for years. So we're just going to hammer on here and keep on going. I've still got to mount the switch and the fuse and everything like that. So so it's going to be there's quite a bit of work here left to do. So all right, I'm going to pause this but if you notice, I used factory attaching points. I didn't go on like a drill. You know, these down here are mounted. Down here they're mounted to like the framework of the car. So yeah, let me get you a better look at them. Okay, that was, oh shoot. I'm just gonna have to lay down completely. You can see right there, that bracket just runs over here. I even cut a slot out in that rubber piece there to make all that work. Okay, so now, and of course there's James. Say hello, James. Okay. James has been out here like almost all day. So getting a little, think he's getting hungry. So, all right. Okay, like I said, I'm going to pause this, pause the video, and I'm going to do a little bit more. I'll show you a little bit more. Okay? See ya. Be right back. All right, y'all. Let me show you a little bit of progress I've made. Okay, I've got over here, I've got this wire goes inside the car, it's going to be running to a switch that can override and turn this fan on. This blue wire right here is coming from the positive side of the battery, and it runs around over here to a fuse, and then it runs over here to this switch. This is a thermostatic switch, so it automatically turns the fan off and on. If you are, just as a quick little note, this stuff here, while it looks like it's plastic, it's actually metal coated in plastic, so it's actually steel. See, look, a magnet here on this is just working just fine with that. So there you go. All right, I'm fixing to do this. I've run a ground wire to my fan motor down here. Let me get you the light, as you can see. See, there's the connection. See, there's the connection right there. I've got my power wire running to that and my ground wire. So Um, I know I'm not the proudest of this arrangement here, but it's kind of quick and dirty. I've got to get this thing up and going for my daughter. I'm not crazy about using those kind of flip over connectors. Um, but I will like go back with electrical tape or something and I will seal those off. So anyway, all right, so I'm going to soldier on here and carry on and get this rest of the bits and pieces mounted. Oh, if you do have to do this yourself, over here on the other side of the master cylinder, there is a little rubber plug in the firewall where you can run your wires in and out through there. Okay, so that'll look at least a little bit more professional. Not a lot, but you see what I'm talking about. All right, so okay, yeah, I'm gonna run my ground to the engine. Get a light here so you can see. Yeah, still battling the illness, bronchitis. So, but I'm going to just keep, like I said, keep soldering on and keep working at it and try to get this buttoned up here tonight. So, if you're doing anything like this, wiring, be sure to get you some good, decent crimping pliers. A lot of people will they'll bash these kind of connectors, these crimp-on connectors, saying they're not any good and all that. But honestly, I think a lot of it depends on the person that does it more than anything else. I think if you really put a real good tight squeeze on that, that is really, really durable. That's not going to go anywhere. So, seal this up here. Again, I know I have some heat shrink tubing, but some of the heat shrink tubing I've got is not that great. And again, it's one of those things that it depends on who's doing the job. Okay? You got some people that be doing this and they're just like, they don't really put much into it. They're just, kind of going through the motions. And then some people are doing this like I hope I am. And they're like putting their all into it. Trying to do the best they can do with what they got. That's basically what I'm doing. Let's see, will this wrench fit? It does. How about that? Okay. So, can I get... Okay. All right, so you can see I run my ground wire back here behind the cool overflow bottle. I'm going to tie it down with some wire ties. I'm going to tape up these two connectors here and get them taped up. And let's go inside the car and I'll show you what I've been dealing with on the switch. There's this placement of the switch, I guess. Let's see. Okay, here's what I'm up against. There's this entire panel here. Let's get back so you can see it a little bit better. That entire, I guess, for lack of a better term, knee panel, which it's sitting right over there. It just pops off. I could put the switch in that, but it would kind of stick out there, and I'm afraid she's going to rake her knees on it and everything like that. I could possibly stick the switch in here. If I can get this piece out without tearing it all to pieces or anything else, that might be perfect, because the switch can go in there, I can run the wires up here, you know, and it'll be kind of hidden away from everybody. I don't like it to be very, you know, look at me, you know. So anyway, all right, I'm going to get back to work, soldier on here, and I'll show you a little bit more here in a few minutes, okay? Be right back. Okay, y'all, I am back, and sorry, I've got, I've got this wired up, and I've got most everything done. I'll let you see it. I think I'll just go ahead and turn it on for you. Let's see. This switch right here, this is the thermostatic switch. This I can adjust, or at least I thought I could. Okay. So, now I need to check to make sure we're moving some air. And so, I'm going to get something like a regular old shopping bag. Okay, we're pulling air through the radiator. Yeah, you see that? See, it's pushing the bag away from the radiator. It's wanting to pull. Ow, yeah, see, just like that. Yeah. So, yeah, it's working. All right. I thought I was going to have to switch the wires around, but let's see. Let's see. I'll back this down. Just back it up there quite a bit because I don't want it coming on, you know, when the engine's just fired up. So, and then I've got a switch inside here that I'm going to. I've got a little bracket inside this, inside that little. I guess change box, little cubby hole, as you can hear out there. Got that switched. There we go. I call that a win. Yeah, I call that a win. So, okay, I've got a little bit more to do. I'm going to tie up some of these. I'm going to tie up these wires and get them away from some of the heat and stuff like that. And yeah, get everything tied up, get a little bit more tidy looking, and I might drive this thing tonight. So, but yeah. All right, so let me. So that's just an override switch right there. That's what that is. So what that will do is you can like override the fan, the thermostatic settings out there on that switch. So you can do that on this override the switch and then just start using the fan to cool things off, which is actually a pretty nice little idea. And keeps you out of the, keeps the car from overheating. But I have had issues with this, keeping this car from overheating. So I'm hoping the new water pump and this fan, which again, I apologize, it doesn't look, this isn't my best work. But this fan was free. Okay, I think it came from somebody's junkyard or something, or somebody's trash maybe even. So, anyway, and like I said, I'm not crazy about using those flip over connectors like that, but I have to get this thing up and going like lickety split. So, all right, I'm gonna get off here and I hope you have had the opportunity to learn something here from all of this. So yeah, I hope you've had a chance to learn something from all of this. That wiring is not that difficult. It really, really isn't. I mean, there's a diagram that comes with that switch, and it's right there. And I mean, it's not that bad. Have it upside down. But like I said, it's not that bad. So, and while that looks cheap, that switch over there, that thermostatic switch looks cheap, I will say this: I've had one on my truck for God, probably close to 20 years, and it's been doing pretty good. So you know, I'm not gonna knock it too much. All right, okay. So got a lot to do, and hopefully this will make everything all right. So anyway, thank you for watching. I do appreciate it greatly, and if you you know, if you have a chance, you run into something like this, you need to do this on your own vehicle. Of course, nowadays we got the internet, we got tremendous amount of resources to educate people about all this. And so I will go ahead and tell you, I am not a wiring expert, okay? But I do know this. Bronchitis. Sorry. Like I was saying, I do know this. If you're going to go do this, be sure to use like some common sense. One, do not tie this into the other electrical system for the rest of the car. Don't tie this into like the fuse panel and say, oh, okay, it's fused now. Well, no, not really, because now you've added more load to an existing circuit. Okay, so the thing of it is, it's like this. You have to think of electricity sort of like water. Okay, it's not that hard. If you have, water wants to flow. Okay, and if you have it, again, I'm sorry, but water wants to flow through a pipe or whatever, tube, what have you. So if you hamper the flow, you're going to increase, you'll probably increase the water's pressure, but you divert, you hold up some of the flow, you hold up some of the volume, okay? And so, voltage, amps, all of that can be thought of as like water flowing through a tube, okay? Now we choke it down, we're going to drive up the pressure, but we're also going to increase, in an electrical sense, if we go from, like, say, let's say we're trying to run a starter on a 2-gauge wire, well, that'll probably work out pretty good. If you start trying to run a wire on like a 14-gauge wire, yeah, that's not going to work. So that's what I'm talking about. Use some common sense. I set all of this up, all of these wires up, separate from the electrical connections in the rest of the car. So see, here's my power, okay? This is supplying, feeding power to the entire system right here. Okay, so this comes off the battery. All right, now my ground comes over here and just hooks up right to the engine. Yeah, see? So there's my ground. There's my little ground wire running right over there, runs behind all of this. And that's another thing. Tuck stuff out of the way, okay? I know I've kind of got things a little bit close to this pulley right here, but I'm going to tie it all back. So that's what you should do, Use a little common sense, all right? because you're going to have this thing's going to be spinning, that pulley's going to be spinning, you're going to have heat up here. You don't want stuff melting, you don't want stuff getting caught spinning pulleys and tear everything all to hell. But another thing is, it takes a little more work to run it through the firewall like I did there. But the great thing is? The great thing is that is cleaner and neater than like running it up through here and trying to like go into the cab right there. So, there is ways to do this, and there's ways to do this where sorry. There's ways to do this where you look like a hero instead of a zero. Okay, even when maybe some of your fabricating isn't the greatest in the world. Like I said, I want to get this safe for my daughter to drive, and I want to get it reliable for her to drive. So that's my goals. That's my key things. The rest of everything else, how it looks, okay, I can live without that. I can live without, perfect looks. When I've got time, maybe I'll come back in here and like dress all this up a little bit better, or clean it up a little bit better, and that sort of thing. Tidy things up. But tonight, no. So, okay. Thank you very much for watching. And if you have any questions about this or any other previous videos or any comments, whatever, put them down below. I do love reading your comments. I love that interaction back and forth. If you have, and I want to thank everybody for subscribing recently. Thank you very much. That's really, really nice.